machine, we are going to hold the cylindrical job in the spindle. Okay, the workpiece rotates and the tool moves in case of a lathe machine. But in case of a milling machine, it is opposite. In the milling machine, the workpiece is held rigidly, means workpiece will not rotate. But the cutting tool is rotating. You remember, these are the two most important thing. In case of lathe machine, the cylindrical job can be held in the spindle, okay, and the cutting tool moves, means it reciprocates, and the workpiece rotates. But in case of milling machine, the workpiece will not rotate, but the milling cutter rotates. And another difference between lathe machine and milling machine is that in case of lathe machine, we are using only single point cutting tool. So whatever tool is there, no, it is the single point. On the other hand, the tool used in the milling machine is the multi-point cutter. Okay, so that is the these are the two major difference between the lathe machine and milling machine. Okay. Okay. The milling machine is a process where we can remove the extra material by feeding the rotating cutter against the uh, workpiece. Okay, now you can see the what are the operations we can perform on the milling machine. First, you see we can perform the curved surface, and we can do the step cutting. Next, we can perform the slots. For the generation of the T slots. We are going to use the milling machine. We can generate the pockets in the given workpiece, and we can perform the angular surface from the given workpiece, and even we can cut the gear tooth. Okay, you studied the gear drives in the power transmission device. So the gear cutting is also possible using milling machine. Okay, so these are the variety of operation we can perform in the milling machine. Curved surface means we can do the step cutting. Next, we can perform the T-slot milling, pocket cutting, angle surface, gear teeth. So these are the variety of the operation. And you see the milling cutter. Okay, this is the nature of milling cutter, having the multi-tooth. But in case of lathe machine, we are using single point cutting tool. And here the workpiece moves. But in case of lathe machine, the cutter moves. And here the workpiece is fed against the rotating cutter. Here cutter rotates. But in case of lathe machine, the workpiece rotates. That is the difference. And one more difference is single point cutting tool and multi-point cutting tools. As compared to single point cutting tool, the metal removal rate is very high in case of milling machine, and we can perform variety of operations. So these are the operation we cannot perform on the lathe machine because it's not possible to hold the jobs other than the cylindrical type. Okay, so these are the variety of operation, and this is the milling cutter. Okay, having the multi-tooth cutter, and this is the workpiece. Okay, next there are mainly two types of milling. One is called up milling and another one is called as down milling. Okay, so in the up milling, the milling cutter rotates in the opposite direction that of the workpiece. Suppose if the workpiece moves in this direction and the cutter rotates in the opposite direction, that is called as up milling. And on the other hand, in case of down milling, the milling cutter and the workpiece, the directions are same. Means when the workpiece moves in the direction, so this cutter also rotates in the same direction. Okay, this is the difference between up milling and down milling. Up milling is also called as conventional milling, and down milling is also called as climb milling. Okay, so in case of up milling, the milling cutter rotates in the opposite direction to that of the workpiece. And in case of down milling, the direction of milling cutter, you see the direction, and also the direction of the workpiece is same. Okay, next we are going to make the difference between up milling and down milling. As I said, the first difference is that the milling cutter moves in the direction opposite to that of the given workpiece. And here in the down milling, the milling cutter rotates in the same direction as that of the workpiece. This is the first difference. Okay, next, as we said, whenever machining process happens, there will be a formation of the chip. Chip means the whatever the material which is coming out from the given workpiece, that is called as chip. You see the diagram. The thickness of chip is minimum at the beginning, and the thickness of chip is maximum at the end. Okay, you see the cursor. Thickness of chip is minimum at the beginning. Thickness of the chip is maximum at the end. So here in case of down milling, thickness of the chip is maximum, opposite to that of up milling. Thickness of the chip is maximum at the beginning, and thickness of the chip is minimum at the end of the operation. Okay, this is the second difference in terms of chip thickness. Okay, so because the milling cutter rotates in the opposite direction as that of the given workpiece, here a large amount of the clamping force is required in case of up milling, because the direction of cutter and workpiece is in different direction. Hence the large clamping force uh, is required. Large clamping force is required in case of up milling. And in case of down milling, because both the cutter and the workpiece moves in the same directions, the clamping force is not so much required, okay, as compared to the up milling. So this is the third difference. First difference is the direction of cutter and workpiece. Second difference is in terms of chip thickness, and third difference is in terms of clamping force. The large amount of the force is required for the up milling. Here the small amount of the clamping force is required in case of down milling. This is the third difference. Okay, and here one more thing, it is very difficult to remove the chip in case of up milling, because large amount of the clamping force is required. It is very difficult to escape the chip from the process. On the other hand, so here the chip removal is very easy in case of the down milling, because it is very difficult to remove the chip from the given workpiece. The whatever the surface finish we are obtaining in the up milling is not so surface finish is not so accurate, okay, because the chip is coming out with a greater difficulty. On the other hand, here the chip removal is very easy. So whatever the surface finish what we need to achieve, will get easily in case of down milling. So because of the chip thickness, so it requires larger clamping force. Okay, next, surface finish is not so high in case of up milling. Surface finish is accurate, or it will get required surface finish in case of down milling. This is the fourth difference. Okay, next, because of the chip removal rate, it is very difficult to pass the coolant or lubricant during the process. Because the chip removal is very difficult, so it is very difficult to supply the coolant or lubricant for the process. But on the other hand, in the down milling, we can easily supply the coolant for the efficient machining operation. This is the fifth difference. Okay, and last one. So because of the surface finish is not so high, so that it is usually preferred for rough cutting. Okay, and because surface finish is not so high, so only for a rough finishing process the up milling is preferred. On the other hand, surface finish is high, hence it is preferred for the good surface finish. So these are the 5 to 6 differences between up milling and down milling. So up milling is the direction of cutter and workpiece are in the opposite direction. Here the direction of cutter and workpiece are in the same direction. Here thickness of the chip is minimum at the beginning and maximum at the end of the process. Here you see the thickness of the chip is maximum at the end, and it is minimum at the it is minimum at the beginning, maximum at the beginning, and minimum at the end. Okay, opposite to that of the up milling. And third one is large clamping force is required in case of up milling. So the small amount of the clamping force is required in case of down milling. Okay. And then fourth difference is chip, because of the chip gets accumulated, it is very difficult to escape the chip in case of up milling. So hence whatever surface we are getting are rough in nature. Here the chip escapes very smoothly, hence the surface finish is good. Okay. And then fifth one is it is very difficult for the efficient circulation of coolant or lubricant in case of up milling. Here in case of efficient circulation of cooling is possible in case of down milling. So these are the major differences between up milling and down milling. Okay. Only the direction of movement of workpiece and the cutter. Okay. Next, classification of a milling machine. So we are having the horizontal milling machine, vertical milling machine. Okay, these are the two major milling machine. Okay, first one is the horizontal milling machine. Horizontal milling machine is, it is a spindle. The position of spindle is in horizontal position. That's why it is called as the milling machine. This is the what you are seeing. This is the structure of milling machine. So just I'll explain briefly the parts of milling machine. It is base. On the base, we are having a knee operated with knee elevating screw. We can lift the knee according to our requirements. Okay, and it is supported to the column. Okay, this knee is supported to the column, and knee is fixed to the base with the help of knee elevating screw, and we can lift the knee top or bottom according to our requirements. And work table is there. You can see this is the work table, the important part in the milling machine. On the work table, we are going to hold the job, that is square or rectangle, whatever it is. We are going to hold the job on the work table, and on the top we are having the milling cutter. What we are seeing, it is called as milling cutter, multi-point rotating cutter. And in case of lathe machine, we are having the single point cutting tool. Okay, and this cutter is fixed to the arbor. Okay, we are called as arbor in case of milling machine. The position of arbor is in the horizontal position. That's why it is called as the horizontal milling machine. And on the top, we are having the overarm, and overarm having the yoke. Yoke and the arbor are fixed. So this is the simple construction of the horizontal milling machine. Okay, so whenever the position of arbor is in the horizontal position, we are calling it as the horizontal milling machine, and the cutter is fixed in the arbor. Okay, and we can lift the work table up and down according to the requirements. Okay, so this is how a horizontal milling machine works. On the other hand, we are having one more machine. So this is a 3D diagram of horizontal milling machine. You can see the base, and this is a knee elevating screw. You can see this is the work table. Work table reciprocates, and the cutter. Okay, what you are seeing, it is a cutter. It is a multi-point cutter, and what we are seeing, it is the arbor. Okay, so what first you have seen, it is a 2D diagram, and this is a 3D diagram. So this is the structure of horizontal milling machine. And here the work table, we are going to fix the job on the work table, and it reciprocates. But in case of lathe machine, the workpiece rotates and the tool moves. But here it is opposite in case of milling machine. Here cutter is fixed, it will not move. Okay, but it rotates. On the other hand, the workpiece rotates. And another difference is it is a multi-point cutter tool, because we have to remove the extra material. Okay, and this is the 3D diagram of the horizontal milling machine. On the other hand, we are having one more milling machine called as vertical spindle milling machine. You can see. So here the position of spindle is in vertical position, opposite to that of horizontal. Only the difference in position of spindle. Okay, here the milling cutter is fixed to the vertical spindle, but here the milling cutter is fixed to the horizontal spindle. Okay, so here milling cutter is fixed to the vertical spindle. Okay, and here this is a saddle. On the saddle, we are having the work table. On the work table, we are having the job. Okay, so the job is fed against the multi-point cutter tool. When the workpiece comes in contact with the cutter, then the material removal happen or machining can happen. So these are the two basic types of the milling machine. Okay, we studied up milling, down milling, different types of milling machine. Next, I'll explain most important, what are the operations we can perform on the milling machine. In the exam, they'll ask, explain any 4 or 5 the machining operation we can perform on the milling machine. So in the previous class, we discussed about the lathe machine operation, like facing, turning, taper turning. Next, we studied thread cutting, drilling, like that. So how we are performing the operation in the lathe machine. Here we can perform the other type of the operation, like a step cutting. Then we can perform the planing, means cleaning the surface of the given job. Next, we can perform the T slots, another types of slots, pockets. Then angular milling, means we can generate the angular surface on the given workpiece. So these are the different kinds of operation we can perform on the milling machine. Okay, first operation is plane or slab milling. Okay, so you see the 3D diagram, and this is the 2D diagram. Okay, so the plane milling is also called as the surface milling, means cleaning the surface of from the given workpiece, or it is also called as slab milling for the generation of plain horizontal surface with a milling cutter, and its axis is parallel to the surface of workpiece. You see, so this is the axis of workpiece and this is the axis of cutter. So both are in parallel direction. So the cutter moves in a direction parallel to uh, the workpiece, and the whatever cutter used in the plane milling is called as plane cutter. You see, the plane cutter is fixed on the arbor, and this is the our job, and here machining is performing, and we are going to generate the flat surface. Okay, so plane milling is also called as surface milling or slab milling, is the operation of producing a plain horizontal surface with a rotating milling cutter, and the axis of the milling cutter and the axis of the workpiece are same. Okay, so this is the principle. Then operation, we are going to hold the job or workpiece on the work table, and then we are going to fix the milling cutter on the milling machine. Next, we have to switch on the motor. Next, as the switch on the motor, the spindle rotates, the arbor connected to the spindle also rotates. So hence the plane cutter also rotates. And here this workpiece moves. As the workpiece moves, so that this milling cutter removes the metal, extra metal from the given workpiece, and thereby generating the flat surface on the given workpiece. So this is the first operation called as plane milling or slab milling, or it is also called as the surface milling. This is the 3D diagram. So you have to draw 2D diagram. Okay, 3D diagram is difficult to draw. So you have to draw only the 2D diagram. So whatever it is there, no, you show the workpiece. On the workpiece, you have to show the plane milling cutter like this, and then you have to show the arbor. Okay, don't draw a 3D diagram. It's very difficult. Just you have to represent by 2D diagram. That is workpiece, and whatever on the workpiece, we are having the multi-point cutter, and this multi-point cutter is fixed on the arbor. These are the three things you have to show. One is arbor, and one is milling cutter, and one is the workpiece. So it is mainly used to generate the plane surface on the given workpiece. The workpiece and the axis of the milling cutter are in the same direction. This is the first operation. Okay, second operation is the end milling. Okay, in the plane milling, we are going to generate the only flat surface in one side. Suppose if I want to generate the flat surface on the side as well as on the bottom. In that case, we will not prefer the plain milling. So in that case, we'll prefer a tool called as end mill, and the corresponding process is called as end milling. End milling is the process of machining process which remove the material sidewise as well as the bottom, means bottom and side. It removes the metal at a time. Okay, but in case of plain milling, there is a possibility of removal only on one side, that is our bottom. It does not remove any material on the side part. Okay, hence we'll prefer the end milling. Okay, end milling is mainly used for performing the flat surfaces, like these are the slots or grooves, okay, etc. Okay, so we can perform all the operation like flat surface, slots, grooves, or finishing the edges of workpiece by means of a tool. This is called as the end mill. Okay, in operation, the end mill is fixed in the arbor. You see, whatever it is there, arbor, and arbor is fixed to the spindle. When the spindle rotates, the end mill also rotates, and the workpiece moves. Workpiece moves. Here you see the direction of the workpiece. As the workpiece moves, the end mill inserted in the workpiece and thereby removing the material. So by using the end mill, we can generate the pockets, slots, grooves, etc. in case of end milling. Okay, so you can see the another diagram producing the single flat surface. So you see the cutter. This is called as end milling cutter. So it is fixed in the arbor. Okay, when we fix the arbor, okay, so the arbor rotates, the spindle also rotates. The end milling cutter, you remember, cutting tool used in the process is called as end mill. Okay, and in surface milling cutter, that is called as plain milling cutter. Okay, first one. Second one is end milling. It removes the material sidewise as well as the top or bottom face. Okay, sorry, bottom face. So like that, by operating this one, we can generate the flat surface and then slots, pockets, etc. using the end mill. Okay. Next, third important operation is called as slot milling. Okay. Slot milling means we can generate the variety of slots. You can see this is the generation of T slot using T slot cutter. Okay. Okay, this is the first one. Before that, we have to cut the throat. Okay, so because we have to insert the cutting tool in the given workpiece, so requirement of throat generation is very essential in case of T-slot cutter. Okay, first we have to cut the throat width using end mill. Okay, this is the because that shank will be inserted inside the workpiece. For that, this a pre-requirement is first we have to cut the throat. So according to the width of the T-slot cutter. Okay, so first we have to make the opening for the T-slot cutter. It is very essential to cut the throat width. Okay, next, after once we create the throat width, then we are going to insert the T-slot cutter in the particular throat, and thereby we can generate the T-slot milling. So this is the throat width and this is the throat depth. Okay, so whatever it is there, we have to create first, and then we are going to insert that T-slot cutters. So after inserting the T-slot cutter in the throat, there will be generation of the T-slot milling. So, and the cutter used in the operation is called as the T-slot cutter. Okay, not only T-slot cut we can perform, we can do thus dovetail slot also. Okay, but the tool used in dovetail slot is dovetail slot cutter. Okay, pre-requirement is that first we have to generate the slot using the end mill. Once end mill performs that slot operation, then next we are going to insert the dovetail cutter in the spindle. So that dovetail cutter performs the dovetail slot. Okay, like that we can create the T slot milling or dovetail slot milling in case of milling machine. Okay, next, angular milling. Okay, next operation is angular milling. Okay, you see the diagram. Okay, here there are two possibilities. One is called a single angle cutter. So such kind of the angular formation is possible in case of milling machine. And another one is, you see the groove. This is called as double angle cutter. But in these cases, the cutter used is different. In case of single uh, angle cutter, this is a single angle cutter. This type of the tool is used to do the formation of single angle. On the other hand, so we are having double angle cutter is used for the formation of this kind of groove. Okay, so this kind of grooves is possible in case of milling machine. So this sketch indicates the angular milling with single angle cutter. You see the difference between the tool. Here it is only single angle, and this is here double angle. So this angle is present on both side. Here this angle is present on one side. That's why it is called the single angle cutter. Single angle cutter is fixed on the arbor, and this arbor is fixed to the spindle of the milling machine. Okay, and see the difference between a single angle cutter and a double angle cutter. So by fixing this double angle cutter, so we can generate the double angle formation in the given workpiece. So by using the single angle cutter, we can generate the single angle formation in the given workpiece. So this is called as the angular milling. First one is surface milling, second one is end milling, third one is T-slot milling and dovetail milling, and fourth one is the angular milling, means the producing the different types of angular cuts like V-notch, groove, serrations, and other angular surfaces. That is called as the formation of angular cuts, like V cut, the single V cut, next V notch, grooves, serrations, and other angular surfaces. Okay, and whatever the tool used in the angular milling is called as the angle milling cutter. Okay, next operation is called a form milling. Okay, in the angular milling, so we can generate the V notches, grooves, serration, etc. But form milling is the generation of curved profiles. You see the diagram, so that such kind of the curved profiles we can generate using the milling cushion, and the cutter used in the operation is called as form cutters. So, and this form cutter is fixed to the arbor. Okay, when the arbor rotates, the milling cutter, that is called as form cutter, which is having the multi-tooth also rotates, and this workpiece is fed. You see the direction, the workpiece is fed. This is a 3D diagram and this is a 2D diagram. So this is the workpiece and this is the arbor and this is the form cutter. It is also called as convex cutter. Okay, this form cutter is fixed to the arbor and this is the given workpiece. Okay, when the workpiece is fed against this multi-point form cutter, there will be a formation of the angular profile on the given workpiece. This is called as form milling. That is a generation of angular surface on the given workpiece when the workpiece is fed against the multi-point form cutter. Okay, so whatever kind of the operation we want, we have to fix that kind of milling cutter in the arbor. Okay, that is called as form cutter. Okay, and one more is that types of form milling, not only the angular surface, such kind of the angular surface is also possible in case of milling machine. Okay, so this is also like the formation of angular milling only. Okay, next we are having the straddle milling. Form milling means generation of the angular surface on the given workpiece. Next, straddle milling. Okay, so in case of the straddle milling, a pair of multi point cutter tools are fixed. In case of end mill, only the single cutter is fixed in the arbor. But in case of the straddle milling, means the insertion of the two cutter at a time, means one cutter perform at one end and other cutter performs the machining operation at the other end. So whenever the side cutters are fixed at a time, such kind of operation is called as straddle milling. Okay, straddle milling, in which the two side milling cutters are fixed uh, in the arbor. Okay, you see, in other operation we are having the only the single tool is fixed in the arbor, but here in case of straddle milling, there are the two side milling cutters are fixed, so that we can remove at a time, so that we can perform the left machining operation using the left cutter, and we can perform the machining operation using the right milling cutter on the right hand side. Okay, this is the 3D diagram, and so it is not necessary to draw the 3D diagram, so you can draw the 2D diagram. Just first you have to show the workpiece. On the workpiece you have to show these are the two side cutter. It is also called as slab face cutters. So first you have to draw this workpiece diagram. Next, on the top we have to show the two side milling cutter, and whatever the lines indicates the multi point, that is multi tooth. Okay, next, and these two side cutters are fixed to the arbor. This is the arbor, and we have to show that arbor. So this is how to represent uh, the straddle milling. Okay, side milling means we are using the only one cutter. In straddle milling, we are going to fix two side cutters to perform the two side machining operation at a time. You see the cutter is rotating and the workpiece is moving to and fro. Okay, you remember, in case of milling machine, the milling cutter rotates and the workpiece moves. But in case of lathe machine, the workpiece rotates and the tool moves. It is exactly opposite to that of lathe machine. In lathe machine, because the workpiece is fixed in the spindle, workpiece rotates and the tool moves either in parallel direction or in perpendicular direction. But it is not same in case of milling machine. Here the workpiece is reciprocates, or it moves to and fro, and the milling cutter rotates. There is no movement of milling cutter, you remember, it is fixed on the arbor. The milling cutter rotates and the workpiece is fed against the rotating multi-point milling cutter. This is called as the milling. Next we are having the gang milling. So straddle milling means we can fix the two side cutters. It can perform only the similar operation. But in order to perform the variety of task, variety of machining operation on a given workpiece, we'll prefer gang milling. Okay, gang milling is two or more cutters are fixed on the same arbor. Okay. In straddle milling, only two side cutters are fixed, but in gang millings, in order to perform the variety of task, okay, so two or more milling cutters are fixed on the arbor. Okay, you see this is a 3D diagram. 3D diagram is not necessary. You have to draw a 2D diagram. Okay, 2D diagram is here. This is the, you see, one is, we are having the two side cutters and one plane cutter. So that plane cutter performs the planing operation, means it cleans the surface. On the other hand, we are having the two side cutters. The two side cutters removes the material bottom face as well as the side face, so that at a time we can perform the three operation. One is using the plane cutter. So this is the plane cutter which performs the planing operation or surface finishing operation, and remaining two side cutters are fixed to perform the side machining operation, so that at a time we can remove the material. This is called as the gang milling. Okay, gang means the group. So the group of cutter are fixed on the surface of the milling machine. So here in milling machine, you remember they'll ask what is the difference between milling machine and lathe machine. Okay, I'll repeat once again. In case of lathe machine, only cylindrical jobs can be fixed, and in case of milling machine, so apart from cylindrical surface, we can fix this rectangular workpieces, square workpieces in the milling machine. This is the first difference. Second difference is that in case of lathe machine, only the single point cutting tool is used, and in case of a milling machine, the multi-point cutter is used. That is the second difference. And third difference is that in case of a lathe machine, the workpiece rotates because workpiece is fixed in the spindle, and the tool reciprocates, means tool moves to and fro in either in parallel direction or in perpendicular direction. And in case of milling machine, so the tool will not move. The tool is fixed in the arbor, but the workpiece rotate, workpiece reciprocates, or workpiece moves uh, in a to and fro direction. Okay, so that is the third difference. And fourth difference is that the metal removal rate is less because of the single point cutting tool in case of lathe machine. Okay, but in case of milling machine, the material removal rate is high. Okay, so these are the four basic difference. And the operation we can perform on the lathe machine are facing, means length reduction. Second one is cylindrical turning, reduction in the diameter of the given job. And third one is taper turning, means the generation of the conical surface on the given workpiece. And fourth operation is knurling, means generation of the required format on the given workpiece. And then thread cutting and drilling. Okay, I'll show the machine. Okay, uh, in the previous class we discussed the lathe machine. Okay, so this is the so this is the lathe machine. Okay, lathe machine, we can hold the cylindrical job in the spindle. Okay, and the workpiece rotates, and these are the different parts of a lathe machine. Okay, so yesterday I discussed specification of the lathe machine, means we are having one is headstock and one is the tailstock. We can fix the cylindrical job in between these two centers. Okay. Okay, hope you understood the lathe machine and milling machine. Any doubts in this one? Any doubts? Okay. Okay, I'll stop the session here. Okay. So in the tomorrow class, I'll do the robotics. Okay, revision on fifth module only.